In less than 24 hours, from headline king to canceled, Kai Mercer's whole world collapsed. Fast, brutal, no slow burn, one morning, untouchable. One night, finished. Peak fame, viral stunt, police arrive, receipts leaked, career collapsed. Watch the timeline. It reads like a bad fast forward. One event after another, no rewind. That quick? That's brutal. One side, followers and brand deals. The other, flashing lights and fragments of footage. It's the kind of fall people can't stop replaying. How does someone that high crash that fast? We're breaking down the full wild ride, minute by minute. Kai Mercer, 24, stunt and lifestyle creator, big energy, bigger smiles, 2.3 million followers who hang on his next jump, his next prank, his next brand drop. Kai's catchphrase, "Let's go." And everybody, it seemed, went with him. He was the kind of creator who turned a haircut, a jacket, even a dumb grin, into a trending week. Kai could sell sand to a desert. That's the energy. Sponsors lined up. Meet and greets sold out. Life looked in the feed like one long highlight reel. Now, a tiny note about context. In the last few years, body cam clips and short-form outrage became a strange duet. A single police frame could spin into a million reactions. Platforms favor the bite-sized moment, not the messy middle. And the messy middle is where truth usually lives. We'll show examples, but don't mistake this for a lecture. It's just the terrain Kai was playing on. Fast, loud, unforgiving. Here's the post that seeds everything. Looks harmless at first. Kai uploads a 30-second clip at 11:02 a.m., so he calls it a prank gone wild. In the video, Kai hops out of a car, speaks loudly into his phone, teases a crowd, then walks toward a fenced property. Camera jerky, laughter in the background. It's punchy, it's edited, it's perfect for a scroll. But look closer. The cut he chose, the angle he left in, the caption he typed, those tiny choices shape how people read the whole scene. That's not accidental. It's craft, and craft can mislead. Okay, that's the seed. Now, here's how we'll map the next day. A tight minute-by-minute clock. We'll show the post, the first outside video, the 911 call, the police arrival, the leaks, and the sponsor fallout. Two sides, two records. What Kai posted and what the police recorded. You'll see where they match and where they don't. No drama for drama's sake, just receipts. Short, clear, and unspun. Play it. Full 45 seconds, no cuts. Kai hops out, lights, the laugh, the bravado. He brags into the camera, pulls into the stunt, and the crowd eats it up. The comments start 10 seconds after upload. Pure hype, laughing emojis, legend, and then a single line drops in the stream. That's not what happened. 2 million views in 2 hours. One comment changed the mood. Then, a neighbor posts a short clip. Same street, different angle. It's shaky, 10 seconds, but it shows a moment that the stunt clip trimmed away. In Kai's version, he's the instigator. In the neighbor's video, he looks defensive, stepping back. Suddenly, the neat story phrase. The edit that felt clever now looks like a dodge. The neighbor's clip gets passed fast. Someone dials 911. You can hear the dispatcher's calm voice, read back numbers, and the little beep of a radio. The call is short. We have a disturbance at... The location pins drop. Within minutes, the map updates. Officers en route. Officers arrive, cameras start rolling. First contact looks routine. Questions, hands visible. The officer's flashlight cutting across the frame. Kai talks fast. He gestures. The body cam angle is always unflattering. Close, blunt, real. On one side, what Kai posted. On the other, what the police recorded. They don't line up cleanly. Then an officer says they found something during the pat, a small prop flagged as evidence in the report. Kai's team blasts a denial on Twitter. Fake news, setup. The officer's statement and the denial sit on the same screen, like two competing press releases. Neither proves everything, both stoke the fire. A few hours later, DMs leak. Anonymous screenshots float up. Private messages that look bad. Not explosive exactly, but enough to tilt opinions. Fans split, defend, deny, rage. Private chatter becomes public evidence, or at least fuel for it. A local journalist threads the timestamps together, short, sharp, and shareable. They pull minutes from the uploads, the neighbor clip, the 911 call, and the body cam. The thread reads cleanly, like a ticking clock. The tone is clinical, but the headlines that follow are not. Then the police release a short statement. It's formal, measured, but it names what they believe happened. A sponsor, one of the big ones, posts that they're pausing collaboration pending facts. The pause is a diplomatic term that means money stops fast. Kai's team files a formal complaint about leaks. They say the whole thing is a smear. The internet, though, is already formed. Verdicts fly faster than facts. Okay, rewind. We slow the body cam down, frame by frame. Watch the hands. Watch the angle. On the first pass, everything looks obvious. On the second pass, more questions pop up. The officer's flashlight flashes right as Kai turns. A glare, a shadow. And in one freeze frame, Kai's expression reads startled, not hostile. The footage proves some things, but it leaves room for doubt. That's where narratives get their first cracks. Then, we dug up the original upload. Not the trimmed viral post, but the raw file. Longer, clumsier, less polished. Side by side, the edits read like a different story. Kai's editor did what editors do, make a scene pop. Problem is, the cut choices removed context that matters. Who leaked the raw footage? That trail smells of petty fights and workplace grudges. A friend posts it, a crew member speaks off-record. Someone uploads anonymously. It's messy, and when it's messy, people fill gaps with guesses. Then other footage hits YouTube, bodycam reels with dramatic thumbnails, and the machine kicks in. Channels that stitch clips together get views, ads run, and the same few frames loop in different contexts. The platform shapes the story almost as much as the footage does. Kai goes live. He tries to control the frame, to be human, direct, persuasive. Instead, the live eats him. He's defensive, tired, and the chat is a war zone. Some cheer, some roast, some demand answers. The live clips get clipped, re-uploaded, and weaponized. A new witness posts a short video, 20 seconds from a porch across the street. And it shifts the frame again. This clip hints at someone else being in Kai's face, just before the camera started rolling. People argue, trust this angle or the body cam. Fact-checkers start threading timestamps. The debate spreads. Legal reality checks in. A prosecutor files a charge, fictional of course for this story, and Kai is processed. Booking photo, paperwork, the small absurdity of mugshot lighting. It looks final on the feed, even when the case is just starting. Outside the courthouse, things get noisy. Fans chant "Free Kai." Others shout "Accountability now." Two people I'll briefly introduce. One a longtime fan who says Kai's edits don't erase who he is. The other a neighbor who wants standards. Their voices are short, human, not headlines. Then, in a tense moment, a scuffle breaks out at the edge of the rally. Shoved shoulders, a spilled sign, a dozen phones filming. It's ugly, but it's also a reminder. Real people get caught in these stories. Sponsors don't do slow burns. They do math. One line in a police release, one trending clip, one angry thread, and a brand's legal team starts whispering. Within hours, emails fly. "We're reviewing our partnership," says a polite line that means money stops flowing. For creators, that sentence is a cliff, not of drama, but of livelihood. You can see it happen in the pixels, logos that used to sit bright beside Kai's face suddenly gray out, then disappear. It's business, but it looks very personal on the feed. Kai's ex-manager posts a short statement, calm, measured, but not kind. She remembers late-night rehearsals, a temper flaring once, and decisions made for growth. He calls her out. She calls back. Now, there are two camps inside the inner circle. Defenders who say Kai is misunderstood, and others who say this was predictable. The split matters because people trust insiders. When someone who used to wheel the deal speaks, listeners lean in. A shaky handheld clip labeled "Evidence Surfaces." Grainy, vertical, shaky. It claims to show a second angle. People call it proof. Others call it a plant. You can see why. It's raw, close, and emotionally persuasive, but the chain of custody is foggy. In these moments, authenticity is a currency. and it's easily counterfeited. Quick explainer, metadata is the invisible breadcrumb trail on a file. Timestamps, device IDs, the tiny details that make a clip believable. But metadata can be edited or stripped or faked. Fact-checkers do the tedious work, examining shadows, audio hums, and timestamp alignment. It's not sexy, but it's where stories either hold or fall apart. A former collaborator posts a thread. Short, sharp, personal. They claim moments that, if true, change how people read Kai's behavior. But they also admit bias, say they left on bad terms. Now the internet holds both a former friend and Kai's denial in its hands. The conversation becomes about patterns, not a single moment. Kai's legal team fires off a cease and desist and several takedown requests. That's the natural move. Try to control distribution. But the internet is porous. Legal notices can calm a newsroom. They rarely calm a feed. Once an image spreads, takedowns feel reactive, like slamming a door after the bird has flown. Then cable finds a frame it can chew on. Thus, a pundit says, influencers get special treatment. Another says, this is accountability. The take is glossier than the nuance, and it metastasizes fast. Television simplifies, feeds fragments. The public conversation stops being about the clip and starts being about culture wars. The metrics tell the rest. Followers plunge. Engagement flips from warm to sharp. Estimated ad revenue models that once sang with green numbers hit red. For Kai, the digital ledger starts to read like a bill. Fewer views, fewer brand calls, fewer chances. It's not dramatic. It's arithmetic. Influence is fragile, and overnight, the math can change a life. This is where the cultural fallout settles. In real terms. Not just hashtags, but bank accounts, and the slow, steady erosion of opportunities. It's quiet, and it's terrible. The courtroom is small. Not the dramatic theater you expect on TV, just wood, a bench, the hush of people trying to look calm. The judge reads the charge in a soft, administrative voice. Paper shuffles. A handful of cameras click, polite but hungry. Kai sits to the side, not defiant, not broken, just waiting. The hearing moves fast. Arraignment. Plea options floated. A date set. It feels official in a way social posts never felt. And then, unexpectedly, someone who wasn't on any roster walks in with a phone clip. A neighbor, calm, says, I saw Kai pull someone out of the path away from a shove. The clip is short, steady, and it paints a different frame. Not provocation, maybe protection. It doesn't erase everything, but it adds a seam of doubt that settles like dust over the prosecution's neat story. Online, ambiguity is a playground for algorithms. The platform pushes the sharpest frames, the ones that keep thumbs scrolling. Clips that ignite conflict get amplified. Neutral moments get lost. It's not a conspiracy, it's math. The recommendation engine favors emotion, and emotion prefers certainty, even if that certainty is messy. Kai posts an apology, unpolished, raw, filmed in a bedroom with a window light. He says he's sorry, he says he's learning, he says he never meant harm. The apology spreads, and the reactions are brutal and messy. Some memes are merciless. Some replies are tender. That video becomes another battleground. Redemption theater versus evidence theater. This is where reputations wobble. Then, late in the day, a security camera from a storefront across the street goes public. It's a 20-second, unedited angle. Arrival, brief exchange, an unseen hand pushing, Kai stepping between two people. It doesn't clear him fully, there are still hard questions, but it reframes culpability. For some people, it's a relief. For others, it's too little, too late. For the story, though, everything shifts. Now, the cleanest frames from the body cam, no commentary, no judgment, just the footage everyone replayed. Now rewind the moment that actually started the avalanche. A 10-second caption change. The original read, prank gone wild. The public post later read, confrontation caught on camera. 2 words. One flips a laugh into a charge. That tiny edit changed how millions read everything that followed. Play the dominoes backward, and you see how scale builds. Caption to clip edits to viral pickups to press frames to sponsor pauses to real-world consequences. Each step multiplied the last. Platforms and people didn't invent the moment, they made it louder. 3 things to take with you, briefly and honestly. 1. Context matters. Raw footage often tells a different story than a highlight. 2. Platform mechanics decide which moments become public truth. 3. A person's life can change on a caption. That last one isn't a slogan. It's a real bill some people had to pay. You saw the beginning, the middle, the messy fallout, and a little of the human cost. Now, what do you think? Was this an overreach, or was it justified? Be specific. Be civil. Say which single moment changed the story for you. If you want the deeper breakdown, the metadata, the edits, the timeline receipts, I'll post a follow-up that walks every frame. But for now, think about how quickly a tiny choice can reshape a public life. That's the real story. Thanks for watching carefully. If this landed with you, vote below and share with someone who should see how fragile influence can be.